Hello and welcome to another episode of Paddy Ponders, and today Paddy shall be pondering XTransbots Galvatron. So, nice box, as you can see. There it is. Yep. Now we have waited, and that's the usual XTB box, but it does have the text spec, which is nice, and some words on it there. We go, it says, "Let them hit me, so long as they fear me." Well now, isn't that a sight for sore eyes? So there is the box, and in the box, what do we get? Forgive them. Yep. Well, what do we get? What do we get? I'm going straight into it. Well now, we get a load of faces. To be fair, you do get quite a lot of faces. Some grouchy face, and another grouchy face, and a shouty face. There's loads of faces in there. You also get a text spec card. It's nice. What does it say? It says he's quite powerful. Yes. And for no reason whatsoever, you get the world's largest thingy that I never use in pretty much any of them. Sticking him in there. And see if he actually stays up. His arm doesn't stay up when you put the thingy in there. Surprise, surprise, because it's huge. But you do get a matrix. And this matrix is very nice, because Galvatron has to have a matrix, doesn't he? There's the back and there's the front. And he can also open it up, even though, of course, Galvatron couldn't open up the matrix. But, you know, this one opens, which is good. Very nice matrix. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. So, what do you know? Oh, the noise of that thing. Right, the main event is here. Here he is. Dun, 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 dun. What a beautiful face. And I'm not talking about me, obviously. Hello. Former Northerly Q, ladies. Right, here he is. Look at that head up. Hello. Isn't that just a beautiful head sculpt? He is beautiful. He's an absolutely beautiful toy. I really like the chrome here. You can literally see your face in it. It is stunning. And his cannon is glorious. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful cannon. And his arm there, he's got lots of movement in his arm, as you can see. There you go, look at that. He's going to give you a beating, and the hand as well is really, really good. Really, really good. Now, there he goes. So, issue with the knee, because that's it. His knee can move like this, absolutely, it's fine. But for some reason, it also does this, which looks like he's been playing too much football and got himself a nasty injury. I really, really don't like that. I don't like it at all. I'm not a fan of that. His feet are here. They're quite nice feet. Nice feet. And he's very cartoon accurate. He looks very cartoony. If that is your bag, then you will like this Galvatron. The knees here, and the leg, I should say, is white, which is very cartoon accurate, because just looking at my other ones, and most of them have the silver. But for some reason, I don't know why, I feel it makes the legs look a little bit cheap, that they're not the metallic kind of colour, but it is cartoon accurate. I don't know if I'm right or if I'm wrong, folks. I really don't know. But I will say this. Look at that for a backpack, or lack of. There just isn't one. You know, as cartoon accuracy goes, I think he might be the most accurate. You know, I really do. I mean, yeah, he is very, very nice. I don't transform Galvatrons. I've never transformed a Galvatron. I have no interest in transforming a Galvatron. I might ask Simon if he has a photograph of Galvatron, XTB Galvatron, in his Canon mode. I might ask him that. We're also going to review, well, compare really, I think is probably the best term, all the other Galvatrons. So we're going to look at DX9, Fans Toys 1 and Fans Toys 2, alongside this fine chap, and see which is better, basically. Or not so much better, but which one do you prefer? Because remember, whichever one you prefer, you win, alright? This might help people if they say, well, which one do I want on my shelf, for example? And it all depends on what you want. If you want cartoon accuracy, I think you'd be going XTB. And the price isn't bad. I can't remember what I paid for it. But it's not, you know, a horrendous price. And he has lots of movement, as you can see here, like that, and moving around, everything. But let's turn the camera around and get a better look at him without looking at my face, because, you know, I'm tired and who wants to see my face? Do you know what I mean? Hi, Simon. You do, because you'll be editing this, won't you? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Woo! Right, okay, see you in a minute. Bye-bye. Okay. So, here we have Galvatron. And he's beautiful. He really is beautiful. The legs, yeah, they're definitely cartoon accurate. Whether or not you think that the white makes it look cheaper than the others will be really, I think, an aesthetic choice for you. I think I'm just so used to the other ones being that colour that I'm thinking of it like that, if that makes sense. But the back is really nice there, isn't it? Look at that. But the backpack, I mean, there isn't one, really. Look, there really isn't one. And if you have a look at that face, well, that is Galvatron, isn't it? It really is a beautiful piece, XTB. It was worth the wait. Absolutely, it really was. He is a stunning, stunning toy. And there he is from behind. Yeah, he's nice. And they've done a really good job with the arms, because if you just look here, there you go, look at that. I mean, you know, you barely even notice it, and I know in Fans Toys 1, we'll take a look at him in a minute, but, you know, that was quite a big deal, wasn't it, that he had such a big, kind of underarm, is that the way to describe it? Tricep, I suppose, maybe. But yeah, he's got all the aesthetics, he looks fantastic, he looks like he's just about to go and have a chat with Unicron. For some reason, there was no text messages in those days. He had to go and fly on a ship to go and see him. But look at that. He's absolutely lovely. And he has loads of room there to move around. Look at that. He's actually very able at manoeuvring. Now, I am not a man to do much manoeuvring. As you can see, look at that. Whoa! Whoa! But he has the ability to do a lot of moving around. He has a lot of, shall we say, positioning skills. But positioning skills is not for me. I'm more of a guy that just likes to pose them quite basically. If you are interested in manoeuvring, then this guy is definitely for you, because he has so much ability to manoeuvre himself. And also he looks just like he's come off the TV screen. So if that is also your bag, then I would suggest that he is one for you. So let's do a little bit of comparison, because that's really what I'm interested in seeing. So let's start with DX9. Okay, so DX9 Galvatron, the first thing to say in the different specs is he's quite light. And he is carrying most of his arm packaging on his back. There you go. Yeah, which is fine. I honestly generally don't have an issue with that. He's got his matrix there. I'm just going to take that off for a minute and then put them both side by side here like this. And you can see, there you go. So he's holding his cannon on his forearm as opposed to up here. There is a difference in the backpack, but you're going to get that with every single Galvatron because the backpacks are very different, and the feet in DX9 leave a little bit to be desired. They're just massive yokes altogether. Not great, but I think overall, aesthetically, I really like the DX9. I think he's a fantastic Galvatron. He does exactly what it says in the tin. You see what I mean about the silver here? It looks, I don't know, it just looks more finished to me. They don't move, do they? But yeah, so comparison-wise, you know, I think it's fair to say that XTB wins overall for me, but you know, it might not be for you. I really do like the gold on this cannon though, and the thing I like about having different versions of the same character is that you can have slight variations, and that is good. For me, it's good. I like the fact that this is really cartoon accurate, but I love the gold on this one. So if you said to me what's my favourite part of the DX9 Galvatron, I would probably say his cannon. But his colour sequence is great there. This moves along with his arm because it's actually part of it, which, well, it's not actually, it's the top there, look, but it moves with it. That's not great. And all the other Galvatrons seem to have a tip here going over his head, which is quite prominent. I mean, the backpack is there, but overall, there is nothing wrong with DX9's Galvatron. I like him, but I think XTB's is probably winning, definitely on the cartoon accuracy. So let's put you there, and seamlessly, without even any editing at all, we shall bring in Fans Toys 1 Galvatron. There we go. There he is with him. While I just double check that is, because it's difficult to choose Fans Toys 1 and Fans Toys 2. Yeah, Fans Toys 2 here. Alright, so big thing there is legs are a little bit longer there. Hang on now. Oh yes, you had to do that on camera, didn't you? Yes. So legs are wider, I would say, rather than longer, yes. And again, he has the silver in the leg, and there's more metal, I suppose. Makes him more look like a premium finish, although cartoon accuracy, again, XTB is winning there. You have a lot of movement, but... And, oh, yeah, you see there now, look. I prefer that type of a joint click than I do not click, and I don't know about anyone else's Galvatron, but my cannon does seem to come off when I play around with him. He's fine when he's on the shelf, but there is a bit of, yeah, look at that, look. He does come off a little bit there. And again, oh, yeah, I had forgotten how many times he does. Now, he has a similar knee, but it's not as bad. And you can't see into it. I mean, that shouldn't really bug me, but it does, you know. Yeah, and I had forgotten how often that his cannon does come off, actually. I think it was Simon who mentioned that to me. When I first got this guy, he said, mind the cannon, and I didn't really know what he meant until I then absolutely knew what he meant. So there you go. Let's have a look on the side. I mean, the backpack, yeah, okay. No one's going to be XTB's backpack, I think. That's a given. Might ask Simon if he's in a position to show us pictures of these guys in Canon mode for you to compare. Again, you know, what they look like in Canon mode really doesn't bother me that much because I'm never going to transform them. You know, if anyone thought that Megatron's gun was not the best choice, although I know we all love Megatron as a gun, I get it. But, you know, practical-wise, was it the best thing to transform into? Maybe not. And the cannon for Galvatron, I don't know. I would always have thought he could have been something else, you know, a little bit more practical. And as a kid, I always wondered why he changed into a cannon instead of something, you know, maybe like a ship or... I don't know. something different. But you know, he's iconic, isn't he, as a cannon? So that is him. And a tank. I don't have a huge issue with Megatron being a tank. I wouldn't have had an issue with Galvatron being a tank. Shock horror. That is a terrible thing to say, but here we go. Right. Fans Toys 2. There we go. And now, this is, I mean, I am a big fan of Fans Toys 2 Galvatron. I really am. He is powerful. His face sculpt is just stupendous. Yeah, that is just amazing. And the knee is, well, we don't have that issue with the knee. And the legs here, you can see, are silver, but not metallic silver. I think personally that's the best one. I think it's got a best of both worlds. The feet are just incredible. I love them. The backpack is still big enough on him, and it actually comes out like that, doesn't it? But yeah, it's still big enough, but not enough for me to warrant worrying about articulation. Yeah, he doesn't have, he actually does here, doesn't he? But he doesn't have the clips, so that, hoping that won't be an issue moving forward, but it's Fans Toys, they usually aren't. And as you can see, very, very small here compared to if you go and get Fans Toys 1, he has got rather large triceps. This guy doesn't. So we are comparing XTB and Fans Toys 2 Galvatron. For me personally, I think Fans Toys 2 wins. I think he is as cartoon accurate as I want him to be. I think he's more stoic, and I think he looks and feels more premium. The only thing that probably doesn't is his hands. His hands are fine, but I think XTB's hands are better. And if you look here, they just sort of, I don't know, they seem more real, like between the hand and the arm, there's not a gap or anything. It just works. It really, really does. Whereas with this one, there's just that little bit of a gap there, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's not. Oh, clip. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, that is a tiny, tiny, tiny thing. If you're going to choose one, you can't go wrong with either of them. You know, you really can't. If you want complete cartoon accuracy, then maybe XTB is the one. If you want something a little bit more premium, then Fans Toys 2 is the way to go. There also, you can get a decent Fans Toys 1 price now. You know, and would you want to go for that? For the price, is he worth double or half, I should say, this one? For me personally, yes, I think he is, because he just looks and feels an awful lot more stoic. But what we'll do is we're going to put the camera on and go through all of them together, and then we'll have some photographs, pictures of them, and see if Simon is able to get them into alt mode photographs for you to compare. So, for me, I am going to give number 1 to Fans Toys 2. I'm going to give number 2 to XTB. I'm going to give number 3 to Fans Toys 1. And last but not least, DX9 in 4th place. But listen, folks, if you get a DX9 on your shelf, you won't be disappointed. There was no bad... There we go, got them all together there. There's no bad Galvatron figure out of these. They are all absolutely beautiful. Do you need all 4? Absolutely not. 1 is enough on a shelf if that's what you're going for. I do collect Galvatrons. I collect quite a few, but Galvatron is one of the characters that I will have numerous ones on my shelf. I might actually take a quick video and show you what other ones I've got before I finish up here. Okay, so Fans Toys 2 Galvatron. Here he is, looking beautiful. Look at that for a head sculpt. And next, XTB Galvatron. with his head just a little bit high there. There we go, that's better. Beautiful, there's his matrix. Yeah, stunning, stunning. And next, DX9 Galvatron. Fantastic head sculpt there. Really like that. And there is his matrix, which is a bit, there you go, it's better. Matrix probably slightly too big for him, but here he is. Loving that cannon. And then there are those famous feet. There we go. And over here we have two Fans Toys 1 Galvatrons, movie and normal. So that was the first one. There we go. Here's him holding the matrix. Beautiful. And that's it. Here we go. So, there we go. Yes. Okay. 5 Galvatrons. Although 2 of them are Fans Toys 1, but still 5. Okay. So, if we flip over, we shall, he says, go. A Galvatron shelf. So there is Fans Toys 2 Galvatron. And some New Age and is that MMC, I think. Can't remember off the top of my head. There we have DX9 in the back, and there is Fans Toys 1 Galvatron. That is in first colour, I think, as opposed to the movie colour, which is later. Some more New Age DX9 in the back. There is official with Toy Galvatron and Toy Galvatron. And some more Toy Galvatrons. And then for some reason there's some Megatron. And then we get more Galvatron. This guy is a beaut. Don't know if I've done a video of him or not. But if you want to see this guy in a video, please put it in the comments. And there we go, folks. I also have my Fans Toys 2 Galvatron, which is in the shelf. He's on like the bad guy shelf downstairs. And I have to make room for an XTB in here somewhere. But that is my Galvatron's thing. There should be some more videos going up or having just gone up, depends on where we put this one in, if this one goes up before other ones. But we've got a few in the making. But both myself and Simon have had quite a lot on and not been able to do the videos as much as we'd like. But we are trying to grow the channel, folks. So if you could like, please pick a like up. You can also hype up videos now. I'm really showing my age, aren't I? If there's a hype button on it, you can push that and hype it up, and that hopefully will put the algorithm up a little bit, and other people might get to see it. So with that in mind, like, subscribe, hype, whatever it is you can do to get people looking at this and seeing the toys, and hope to grow the channel a little bit, folks. So without further ado, from myself and Andy and the Arsenal Penguin, who still doesn't have a name, folks, we needed a name for the Arsenal Penguin. Please do put an answer in the comments and see if we can do it. And in the comments, folks, do me a favour. Which one is your favourite? In fact, where do they rank? 1, 2, 3, 4, like I've done. So I've gone Fans Toys 2, XTB, Fans Toys 1, DX9. Tell me in the comments where your top 4 are and maybe why. Okay. Thank you very much, folks. We shall see you later. And from me and Andy, it's bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Fingers on plastic.